Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium singles video here on iStarly TV. Of course, this is part of my Road to Master series where I try to climb the online ranked Battle Stadium singles ladder. And in the last video I was able to hit Master Ball rank with a pretty awesome team with my Gouging Fire team, and I made a couple changes with it. In this video here, we have a brand new team that I've built from scratch, from the ground up, and I've been testing with it and I've been liking it a lot. So the key points of this team are, as you might notice, I am featuring Iron Crown and Serperior, both of whom are pretty underused, I would say. You don't really see them too commonly. I think Serperior is a little more common, but those are kind of like the two kind of, I guess, foundations of the team, at least as far as unique Pokemon that I'm trying out kind of for the first time. So let's talk about them. Iron Crown here. This set is a set that I made. If you watched one of my earlier videos of the season before the new rule set came out, where I was kind of brainstorming different move sets for Pokemon, this is my bulky Iron Crown set with Calm Mind. We have a booster energy, which will boost our speed stat, and then we have a bunch of investment in HP and defense, just to make us extra tanky, as well as pretty fast thanks to that booster energy. So it allows us to outspeed most things and maybe set up some Calm Minds, and then do a lot of damage because the moves that we have are pretty good. Now, something I found in testing with this Pokemon is our typing offensively and defensively is pretty good, but also against certain things, it's pretty rough. Like against certain Pokemon, like for example, Goldango, we kind of can't touch it unless we Terrastalize. And something I've realized is there are a good amount of Pokemon on this team who I would like to Terrastalize. So I think that's where Iron Crown has some tension, but we'll see how it does in the battles. I do like the set and I'm excited to try it. Then we have my Swampert set. This is max HP, max attack with those 4 moves there. You know, I haven't really brought it too much in testing, but I've used it on previous teams and I really like it a lot. So hopefully it'll help this team. Then I have a pretty unique Chien EV spread. I'll post the Pokepaste in the description so you can see the specific EVs, but it's actually kind of bulkier. We have max attack with an adamant nature, and then certain speed EVs to outspeed certain things, but the rest of it is in like HP and defense. I think I based this set off of something on Smogon, and then I kind of just worked from there. But honestly, it's kind of like a lead Chien. I've found that I bring it as a lead in a lot of matchups because opponents are typically not expecting me to lead with it, and then I just do a ton of damage with like Icicle Crash and stuff like that. We also have Taunt and Lumberry, so it's kind of in some ways like an anti-meta Chien, although that's funny to say because Chien is like a very meta Pokemon because it's so strong, but I've been liking it. Then we have Serperior. This is a bulky Serperior spread with Glare, Synthesis, Leaf Storm, and Terra Blast. The thought process here is just to put a lot of investment in bulk so that we can tank hits really well, and then we use Leaf Storm to boost our special attack. So we can end up being a Pokemon that's decently fast, really decently bulky, and pretty scary offensively because of Leaf Storm. The downside to this set is we don't have a lot of coverage. So I found against certain threats, I actually had a game where I went up against an Archaludon and I was able to win, but as you can see here, without Terrastalizing, we don't have a way to hit Archaludon. So it's another instance of a Pokemon that is only able to hit certain things if I Terrastalize, right? And having too many of those on a team can be rough. From there, we have Porygon 2, which is bulky, you know, pretty straightforward, pretty standard set. This is the set I've been using on a lot of my teams. Max HP, or I think it's almost max HP and then like max defense. It's a physically defensive Porygon 2. And then finally we have a bulky Gyarados. This is a Gyarados I've used in the past, and I really like it because Gyarados with Intimidate, it's great, and also its typing is very good against a lot of the meta, especially a lot of physical attackers in the meta, like Urshifu, Ogre Ponfire, and Chien, for example, and a few other things as well. So I've just really liked Gyarados. It's Terra Steel with Iron Head. Of course, we have Dragon Dance. And then I'm trying out the new move, Temper Flare. So Gyarados actually has access to a physical fire type move now. Originally, I had Earthquake in that set, and then I tested Temper Flare, and there was a game where I killed a Rillaboom thanks to having Temper Flare. So there have been cases where it's been really good, and yeah, we'll kind of see how that works, but I really like Gyarados in this meta. So yeah, this team, you know, it's not the most cohesive team I've made, but in testing, it's been doing decently well, and I really like all the Pokemon on it. So there's the team code if you want to try it out for yourself, and let's see how those games go. We have game number 1 here. with something of a rain team. Now, if you notice Archaludon real quick, it has its signature move. I think it's called Electro Shot, which is a 2-turn move. The first turn, it boosts its special attack, and the second turn, it does 130 base damage as an electric type move. However, in rain, it always just hits right away. So scary stuff there. I have to think of a good counter lead. I really don't have a great counter lead for Pelipper. Assuming they lead with that, I could lead Swampert and try to go from there. Swampert looks okay here. Gyarados looks pretty good against... Actually, Gyarados looks great against their team, except for that Archaludon, of course. So that is definitely something I'm going to have to keep in mind. How do we do this? What do I lead with? Is there ever a world where I lead with Porygon 2? Porygon 2 is decent against Dragonite. I guess it's like maybe decent against Archaludon. It's fine against Pelipper, if only for the fact that I have Discharge. I don't love it, but I think I'll lead with it. And then, like I said, I like Gyarados here. And then finally, I guess I'll bring Iron Crown here. Yeah, I think we'll bring Iron Crown, see how that goes. It looks decent against their team. And I like having, you know, a good mix of like physical and special attackers. So, you know, it could be the case where, you know, obviously when you look at their team, it's pretty clear that they're trying to do rain shenanigans, but they don't even have to lead with it, right? They could have Pelipper as like the second Pokemon on their team and then set up rain and then go into Archaludon to finish things off. So my opponent leads with Dragonite here, which I'm okay with because Porygon 2 is also decent against Dragonite. We get the attack boost, which means that they have a higher special defense than defense. So I don't know if they have any investment in that or if that's naturally the case. I think I'm gonna Discharge first just to break their multi-scale, potentially paralyze them, and then we can start firing off Ice Beams after that. Because I could have Ice Beamed there, and it would have been 4 times super effective, but of course we get fully paralyzed. Of course, they have multi-scale, so they would take resisted damage anyway, so... this is pretty annoying. They're actually gonna Dragon Dance. Okay, so interesting. They are Thunder Wave, Dragonite with Dragon Dance. So as long as we don't get fully paralyzed again, I'm gonna be okay with that. I'm also kind of surprised that my opponent, perfect, we paralyzed them. Do they have Lumberry? I don't think they do. Perfect, that's great. I'm also surprised that they went for that. But anyway, yeah, we're just gonna fire off the Ice Beam here. Yeah, and I'm surprised that they're staying in against a Porygon 2 because Porygon 2 very often has Ice Beam and or Foul Play, each of which would do just massive damage against them. Oh, is that weakness policy? Okay, interesting. I think I'm fine with this though, because even if they knock us out, I can just go into like Iron Crown after the fact. So I think they're gonna need to knock us out, which I think is kind of good news for us because it just gives us a free switch into one of our other Pokemon. But yeah, we are kind of in a rough spot here. I mean, losing Porygon 2 this early is not good because Porygon 2 is one of my better ways of dealing with something like Archaludon, but we'll see how much this does. I could possibly survive it. I do. That's how tanky Porygon 2 is. And we might knock them out. Perfect. Yeah, we knocked them out there. Perfect. That puts us in a great position here. Pretty aggressive start for my opponent, but it could be part of their plan. Like maybe their goal with Dragonite is just to get off as much damage as possible against everything, and then get it knocked out so that they can go into something else. That would make sense as well. That would make sense as to why they stayed in for so long. They're gonna go into Pelipper now, and I mean, what do we do here? I'm just gonna Discharge, because if they don't kill me here by some miracle, well, they're gonna kill me. But if by some miracle they don't, you know, and we get to knock them out there, that puts us in a good position because we're three against 1. But they do knock me out here. Now the question is, what should I go into? Could be Crown, and I could start setting up Calm Minds. Could just be Gyarados. I think it's just gonna be Gyarados. The funny thing is we actually don't have any moves to hit this Pelipper. All of our moves are resisted by Pelipper, so Hurricane's probably gonna do a lot of damage as well. I guess I could Terrastalize. There's a world where I could eventually Terrastalize here. I don't know, this is a tough situation. So we're faster anyway, that's good to know. I guess I'll start going for Waterfall because it's going to be boosted in the rain. Okay, well, they're going to switch out now. So this is a situation where having Earthquake would have actually helped us because it would do super effective damage against Archaludon. However, the big problem with Archaludon is that it has the ability Stamina. Which means when I hit it with any move, its defense gets boosted by 1 stage. So with Gyarados, every turn I hit Archaludon, Archaludon's defense is getting boosted. So I know they're going to have Electro Shot, which will definitely kill me. Okay, I think I just need to kind of let Gyarados faint, honestly. I don't think there's a reason to Dragon Dance. We don't want to Terrastalize, so I guess I just click Waterfall and it kind of just doesn't matter. Like, Gyarados is pretty much... Oh, that actually does pretty decent damage. That's more damage than I was expecting. I was going to say, though, like, Gyarados... Oh, we do flinch it. That's funny. I was going to say Gyarados is kind of dead weight here. But as long as Archaludon doesn't have any recovery, which I don't think it does, every bit of damage here is going to help us. So if we can flinch it again, that'd be nice. Okay, well, we don't. Well, we get to see its signature move. That's kind of fun. We're getting obliterated by it. So their special attack raises. That is very, very scary. So they have Electro Shot. Does the rain run out here? I hope it does, but it probably doesn't. If it does, that's great for us, because it means that they can't just fire off these Electro Shots like... okay. Huh. When does the rain run out? Because they could have the Rain Rock, Damp Rock I think it is, on their Pelipper. We've already dealt damage to them. I mean, we're going to get to a point where we're going to have to one-hit KO the Pelipper. Okay, there's one more turn of rain unless they have the Damp Rock, I think. I think we should survive a hit. So I am faster than them. I get to Calm Mind here. And then if the rain runs out, I could Terrastalize and go for the Terra Fire Terra Blast, which will be neutral. Let's see how much this does, though. Like, this Electro Shot is actually really scary. It might even just kill me. I don't think it will, but it's possible. Because it's so stupid. It boosts their special attack and does 130 base damage as an electric type move, right? Okay. So another one of those will kill me, and the rain is still going. Okay. Because if I Calm Mind again, we are faster and we will be at +2 special defense, but the thing is they will be at +2 special attack. Actually, they'll be at +3 because they'll use it again, so we have to, even though the rain is up, let's see, we could go for, I think I've lost here, but I'm just thinking of what would do more damage. This is going to be 50 resisted, that's 100, that's basically 50 damage. This is going to be, what? Whatever, I'll do this. I mean, I think we lost this game. If we get a crit or something, that's cool. The funny thing is, because I think my only way to do the most damage possible to their Archaludon is by going for, by Terrastalizing here. But the funny thing is, if we knock them out and then they go into Pelipper, that we're a fire type and they're a water type, so we're kind of back to square one. But we'll see how this goes, everyone. I don't expect to kill. I'm at +1. Ooh, that does nothing. All right, well, that's game. That's annoying. You know, Archaludon's a Pokemon that I've been facing a lot more. Like, this is actually the second time I've faced it in a few games, and it's looking pretty good. It has a lot of components that just make it really strong, and I think the biggest thing is that ability Stamina. It's just really scary. You know, the only Pokemon that's had Stamina before this was Mudsdale, and Mudsdale was, like, not that great. It was kind of good in Gen 7, but not really. And Archaludon just has a great typing. It's also really, really strong as an attacker, as a special attacker. The only downside to Archaludon is it's not that fast, and it also does not have great special defense. So if you can make up for those downsides, it's a really scary Pokemon. Like, you can't take it down with physical attackers, because unless you like one-hit KO it, because you're just going to be boosting its defense every turn, so you're doing less and less damage to it. So yeah, Archaludon's a scary Pokemon, and it's definitely something I want to keep, or I want to try out for myself. So losing game 1 here, pretty unfortunate, especially against a team like that, but I guess we got to show off the new Pokemon Archaludon, so if you want to try it out for yourself. We also got to show off some of Iron Crown, even though it just really just fizzled there, but let's go to game 2. Okay, my opponent's team is pretty annoying. They have Cresselia, they have Mimikyu, When you see those two Pokemon, like I kind of automatically think of like Trick Room, but they don't really have anything that like takes advantage of Trick Room unless they're running like offensive Ting Lu or something, which hey, that's possible, I guess. Chien Pao looks pretty good here. It's pretty good against a lot of their team. The downside with Chien Pao, or at least this build, is I actually don't have like Crunch or anything like that. I just have Sucker Punch as my dark type coverage. So if I go up against their Goldango and they somehow predict that, like they could take advantage of that. But I do like Chien Pao here, and I think I will lead with it. And then Gyarados also looks good because they have a lot of physical attackers. And then I think I like Serperior here. Serperior, it's another case where like we kind of would need to Terrasilize Serperior. It kind of depends, but I think I like Serperior. Okay, we're gonna go like that. Yeah, we're just gonna go like that. We're gonna hope for the best. The funny thing is Serperior, in order to beat like Goldango, I would need to Terrasilize. However, against Dragonite, I would not want to Terrasilize because, you know, Dragonite resists grass and fire, but it doesn't resist normal. So like, I don't know, it's a complicated kind of thing. That's the thing with Serperior is if you can get the ball rolling with Leaf Storm, it can be very, very good. However, getting that ball rolling can sometimes be really tough because it's really bad against Pokemon that resist it, basically. They're going to lead with Goldango, which I don't like. They could go for Trick here. I'm just going to Sucker Punch, just see what happens. I don't expect the Sucker Punch to connect. I kind of expect them to go for like Trick or something like that. I'm wondering if they didn't expect me to lead Chien Pao though, which if they didn't, then this could be good for me because they could just be scared off. My hope is that they just click like Make It Rain or something. Although at the same time, like why would you, right? Against a Chien Pao, because you know that they're just going to be faster and they're going to do massive damage. We're going to see how this plays out. They're taking a little while to think though. That could be a good sign. And they actually do attack me. Is that Sash? Or do they just have a lot of defense investment? All right, well, we lose our Chien Pao right away, but we are going to effectively knock out the Goldango. I'm going to use this opportunity to just go right into Serperior. I mean, I could go into Gyarados. No, I think saving Gyarados's Intimidate for potentially for later on can be a very good thing. So we're just going to go right into Serperior. I hope I'm faster. If I'm faster, then this is going to be great because we get to knock them out and get the +2 special attack boost, which sets us up really, really nicely for whatever they go into. Unfortunately, they are faster though. I mean, I'm not running max speed on my Serperior, so, you know, that's why. I mean, they could also just be like Choice Scarf, right? I think that's possible. I actually think they are Choice Scarf now that I mention it, because that would make sense why they stayed in against Chien Pao, because they maybe didn't expect the Sucker Punch. Maybe they thought I would just go for like Crunch or something. Yeah, so that makes a little bit more sense. But we are at +2 special attack now. Got our leftovers going. Thinking of their team, they don't really have anything that's like super threatening against Serperior, so I think we're in an okay position. We'll see. If they go into like Dragonite, I think I might just Glare just to see what happens. Okay, they go Urshifu Water, which is of course really interesting given that we are a grass type. So they might go for Close Combat here. They are going to be faster. I think I just click Leaf Storm, right? I mean, maybe the smarter move... Yeah, they click Close Combat. Maybe they're Choice Banded. And we do survive that. That's perfect, because we should be getting a kill here. I was going to say maybe the smarter move was to go into... No way! Oh, no way! Oh, man. That is rough. All right, everyone. There goes that. All right, well, we missed the Leaf Storm. Let's go into Gyarados now. Gyarados, obviously, that's rough. All right, so that was, I mean, obviously, Leaf Storm has 90 base accuracy, so you're gonna miss sometimes, but it's really funny because that was like kind of like a knife's edge turn for us, where if we connect that Leaf Storm, we are just in such a good position. Like, we're snowballing out of control. We're at +4 special attack, and we've knocked out 2 of their Pokemon. However, we missed, and it just swings the battle so significantly in the other direction. I'm just going to Dragon Dance here. I'm not really afraid of what Urshifu can do against me, but they could possibly have Thunder Punch. I don't think Thunder Punch is that common a move on Urshifu because Pokemon like Gyarados aren't super common. And Urshifu is one of those Pokemon where it just runs out of slots. Like it has so many moves that it wants to run because it's just such a strong Pokemon that it ends up running out of space to use the moves that it wants. Okay, I just realized I actually don't have anything to hit this thing. Oh god, if I had Earthquake, I would. Yikes, this is a funny nightmare of a battle. So let's go ahead and just Waterfall. I mean, that's the best we got. We still have a Citrus Berry to go off of. You know, they are at -1 attack, although I believe Surging Strikes ignores that because it always critical hits. Yeah, this is actually not a good position for us. Let's see what this does. It does decent damage, okay. And we flinch them, that's beautiful, okay. So we're still in this. I'm gonna just Waterfall again. I could Dragon Dance, which would ensure that the following Waterfall kills them. I might as well just do this because we could possibly flinch them again. And we take that really well. Of course, we do have Citrus Berry, so after this hit right here, no, never mind. I take that better than I thought. Okay, now after this hit, we will eat the berry and go right back up to pretty good health. I mean, it's not full health, but you know, this is gonna make it a lot harder to take our Gyarados down. And of course, we are at +1 speed now, so kind of whatever they go into is gonna have a tough time against Gyarados. Let's go ahead and, yeah, I mean, there's no reason to not Waterfall here. My hope is just that their last Pokemon is not Cresselia. Okay, they have Aqua Jet, that's fine, we take that. If their last Pokemon's Cresselia, that's terrifying, especially if they have Calm Mind, because they're just gonna survive hits all day from us. I mean, I guess I could race them with the Waterfall at that point, but we'll see how this plays out. If it's Mimikyu, I just click Iron Head. I don't know, we'll see what happens. It's Dragonite, okay. If they have Rocky Helmet, this is gonna be rough. I think I need to... Ooh, this is actually... I'm gonna Iron Head and... I'm gonna Terrasilize an Iron Head. The downside to this is if they have Earthquake, we could be in a lot of trouble. Maybe I shouldn't have Terrasilized just yet. But this means I resist Extreme Speed and Scale Shot if they have those moves. I don't know. This is a tough one. At least we know we wouldn't want to Terrasilize Serperior against their Dragonite, so I think we're off to an okay start. Ugh, they just Dragon Dance. Okay, so now if they have Earthquake, we might have made a huge mistake. If they have Earthquake, I think we lose. But I'm just going to click Iron Head. I mean, it's possible we survive an Earthquake, but probably not. I think Dragonites these days are definitely running Extreme Speed as always, but I think a lot of them are running Scale Shot now, which means it's very possible they do not have Earthquake. But if they have it, they're probably going to win because we're both at +1 speed, but I don't have any speed investment like from the get-go, or I barely have any or something. I don't know. They are also Terra Steel, okay. As long as they don't have Earthquake. If they don't have Earthquake, this game is very winnable, but... Well, the funny thing is now that they're also going for Iron Head, okay. Okay, so that tells us that they probably don't have Earthquake, because they would have just... There was no reason for them to not click Earthquake if they have it. Okay, so here it is, everyone. If they don't flinch us, we win the game here. If they flinch us or kill us, it's GG. So this is, you know, obviously Temper Flare is super effective here, but if I had Earthquake, it would also be super effective, so it's kind of like, you know, it's not really showing off Temper Flare's prowess. Please, everyone, cross your fingers. Yes. Oh, I think we just won. Yes. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, cool. Like I said, though, I would have run Earthquake if I was not running Temper Flare, so it's kind of like, you know, it's not that, like, having Temper Flare was the one reason we won that battle. But either way, that was fun. I'm glad I got to show off Temper Flare, because it's cool that Gyarados has a strong Fire-type move now. And that was a good battle, because I honestly, I felt like for a while there, I felt like we were losing that one. So to kind of come back and take the win is awesome. And we got to show off a little bit of Serperior there. We definitely got to show off Gyarados, who I think is in a really good position in this meta. Let's do one more battle. Game number 3. My opponent has Rock Ogerpon, which is cool. They also have Primarina, which is another really good Pokemon that isn't seeing that much use. I feel like it's a little underused right now. The first thing that kind of stands out to me is I really like Serperior here, though. However, Dragonite and Goldango are going to be really, really scary for Serperior, so I'm going to need Pokemon that can help me against those. And I think Chien kind of helps against both of them. Chien actually really good against their team here, except for that Primarina. So I like these two Pokemon for sure. That's something I want to start with. I'd like to lead Swampert. Swampert's another one that looks decent here, but if they predict that and lead Ogerpon, that's going to put me in a rough spot. I actually, honestly, I mean, Gyarados is decent in this game, but it's also kind of rough against Primarina. I think I kind of want to lead with Iron Crown. Iron Crown's good against Ogerpon. I mean, I guess it's really bad if they lead with Goldango. I kind of think it, honestly, I think if I bring Iron Crown, I'm in a rough position against Goldango. So in that case, I think I'll bring Gyarados. Gyarados is like, it's not helpless against Primarina because we have Iron Head. Something I'm now realizing though, something I'm now realizing though is that oh, look at their trainer card. Is that with my Gyarados' moves, I'm just kind of completely walled by water type Pokemon, by pure water types. So that's yet another reason why I should probably just run Earthquake. But anyway, they lead Primarina here, which I'm just fine with. I'm just gonna click Iron. Maybe I click Dragon. I'm gonna click Dragon Dance, whatever. It's part of the reason I led with Gyarados was because I could set up against a lot of their openers and just turn into a real big threat right away and just kind of force their hand on certain things. So they go Moonblast. It does less than half, which is nice. I'm gonna click Iron Head. I'm not gonna Terrasilize just yet. I definitely could. There's an argument for Terrasilizing here. I guess if I calced it, then that would give me better information, but they actually take this Iron Head really well. They're gonna go for Moonblast again. It's gonna do about 100 damage, and then we're gonna get this Citrus Berry, which is not gonna recover us enough. But honestly, if I can take down their Primarina early, then I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna go Iron Head. If I flinch them, that's perfect. If I don't, then whatever comes in after this, they might have Covert Cloak. Whatever comes in after this is gonna be able to either kill Primarina or threaten it out. So I think that's gonna lead me to go into Serperior. I'm definitely not gonna go into Chien. I probably didn't play that great. I probably should have Terrasilized at some point or maybe just switched. But yeah, let's just click Leaf Storm now. If they switch out, we get +2. We're decently tanky. Oh, they just stay in. Wow. Okay, I'll take that. But this does give them a free switch into something else. Although I'm honestly not that afraid of what they have. I'm not afraid of Dragonite because I can glare it. Same with Fluttermane. Goldango I can just Terrasilize, though I cannot glare Goldango, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm like kind of okay with where I'm at right now. Ogerpon, okay. I'm not super afraid of Ogerpon either. Huh. I'm gonna glare. Cudgel, I should take this. I take that pretty well. So as long as their next Cudgel is not a critical hit, I still survive a second one. So we get to Leaf Storm them and take them down to their Sturdy and then knock them out the following turn. And then we're just sitting really well with, we're sitting really pretty with our Serperior. So we're gonna click Leaf Storm now. Of course it could miss. We saw with the last battle that it can miss. All right, cool, perfect. And we're at +4. Yeah, this is, oh god, yeah, this is a nightmare for my opponent because now they're missing a turn of doing damage to us while we are continuously boosting our special attack while also recovering a little bit of health. So if we don't miss this, oh, they have quick attack, okay. If we don't miss this, we're just in like just the perfect position, depending, like, I can't really think of like anything they go into. I think we're like pretty well positioned against whatever they go into here. Right? Because if it's Urshifu, I should be able to take a hit. I mean, once again, this Serperior is very bulky. So it's going to be hard to one-hit KO us unless they have like a strong, super effective move. We have Chien in the back, who's pretty good against a lot of their team. Their last Pokemon's Fluttermane. Okay. Booster Energy, probably for speed. I don't think I lose anything by Terrastilizing here. And then clicking Leaf Storm. They could be Terra Fire, but if they're Terra Fire, either of our moves are resisted anyway. I'm Terrastilizing here to resist the potential Moonblast, while also giving me a resistance if they have Mystical Fire, which is possible. So I think this is just the best play for us. If I don't miss this Leaf Storm, I think I just win the game. So it's funny because going into this battle, I wouldn't have really talked about missing Leaf Storm, but after it happened in the last video, that's all I can think about now. And we just cleanly one-hit KO them. So beautiful. We get to show off the true power of Serperior in this game. I love it. I love it. And I think that's a good reason to use this team, but also just use Serperior. It requires a good amount of support because, like I said, it can be walled completely by certain things. But if you give it that support, I was going to say support. If you give it that support, I almost said it again. If you give it that support, Serperior can be very, very scary. It's actually kind of terrifying, and I've definitely been swept by one in the past because, you know, I just kind of wasn't fully prepared. It just takes over a game. So really awesome video, I would say. And there is the team once again. I would say that this team had a pretty good showing. Serperior definitely showed off its real power this game. Iron Crown, I did bring it a couple times. It was pretty decent. I think Iron Crown, though, once again, is another Pokemon that requires a lot of support. And I'll be honest, when I built this team, you know, I thought Iron Crown fit decently in the team, but I think you really should build around it and, like, include Pokemon that you really want to support it. I'm also not 100% certain that this particular EV spread is the way to go. You might want to just go more offensive, which is possible, because its strengths are good. Like, that exclusive move Tachyon Cutter is very good. It's a basically 100 base power steel type special move that hits twice. So it's 50 base power, but it hits twice, which is really good against like Dragonite because it could break multi-scale, you know, great against Fluttermane and Chien because it's super effective against them. So I think Iron Crown has a lot going for it. As far as Terra types, though, you definitely want a Terra type that can help you against Goldango, because otherwise Goldango will completely wall you. So keep that in mind. So I think Iron Crown's a good Pokemon. You just need to kind of put a lot of thought into it. We never brought Swampert here. I kind of felt like in a lot of situations where I would consider bringing Swampert, I felt like Chien was just better because Chien is just there to do massive damage against leads that don't expect it. So, I mean, Swampert, maybe I switch out for something else. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Or maybe it's like a good decoy lead, like the opponent sees it on my team and they're like, oh, they're going to lead with Swampert, so I'm going to lead with my grass type. And then I lead with like Chien and go for Icicle Crash or something like that. So that's possible. Porygon 2, I love it. Absolutely. It's a great Pokemon in the meta. It did not look fantastic this game or this video, but you know, it's still good. Gyarados was great. Honestly, I brought it almost every game, and I think Gyarados is just another Pokemon that I think is really well positioned. I would say Temper Flare was awesome. We got to finish a game with it. However, I think Earthquake is just better. And Earthquake, of course, gives you moves to hit like water types. Because if that Primarina ever went Terra Water against us, we just didn't have anything to hit it. But there's the team. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Let me know if you have any suggestions for improving it, and if you want to try it out, there's the team code. Also, as always, let me know if you try it out and if it works well for you. I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you so much for watching and giving me any support that you give, and just, you know, commenting on my videos, watching them in general. It's all awesome and it makes me really happy. So thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you have an amazing week, and I will of course see you next time.